The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 141 of your daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Orbit 8th Edition. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. Here we have the Orbit V8, the 8th edition of the Orbit here, in the matte finish tuck box here. You got Orbit there, right in the middle there, in that white font, with that orange, like, band going straight across. You got the little white border going around. And then you kind of got, like, a kind of little sneak peek of the back design here, kind of on the front here. Which you got, like, that darkness of, like, the, kind of like the space there with that, kind of little orbit circle there. And you kind of got, like, that orange. You have, like, a Mars kind of, like, style, kind of, like, planet there. On the side, you got the 8th edition with that orange there, orange and white. Other side, I got a little bit of corporate information distributed by Orbit in San Jose, California, made in the USA, designed by Daniel Schneider. On the bottom, you just got the Orbit logo there, but with a little Mars rover there. Now on the back, you can you got more of a sneak peek of the back design. It's kind of similar on the front, but not entirely. But here you got the sneak peek of the back design. For the sail here, you just got a smooth, like, square, like, rounded off square, orange square there with the orbit, like, circle there, which is an orange square there with that white circle. On the top, you just have the 23 there. On the inner tuck flap here, you got the deeper you gaze into the cosmos, the harder it is to look back, and you got the, like, little stars there, and it says persistent and endure there at the bottom. Now on the inner tuck flaps here, you got a little Mars rover, and you got Mars there. Now if we take the cards out of the box, I kind of like this. On these decks here, you got a fully custom interior here. On the tuck flap here, on the inner tuck flap, like the underside of it, it says at the orbit, the hashtag the orbit deck, so the orbit, like their Instagram tag there. Then on the inside here, it's all like matte black here, and it has like a bunch of like, stars all over it. And then if I kind of get this to focus, it might focus. Oh, there. It says We Are Orbit there at the very bottom. And then something I just noticed right before reviewing this deck here, on the inside it says, Miss you, love you always, Grandma, and from Chris. It's a little hidden thing I never knew that was in this deck before. So now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with the back design here. Here we have the Orbit back design here. This is a Mars themed design here for the V8s. You got and it is a mirrored back design with the standard whiteboard going around. So you got the iconic orbit circle there. Looks like the little person there on either side there. And you kind of got like a little space background there behind that circle there. Looks like the stars there. And then you kind of got like the orangey red for the planet there as Mars there. And then you got like a little Mars rover there with some like more people or like aliens there, right there. And then that might be a little snow, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's like a Mars themed back design here. And if you flip it around, it's the same design in both directions there. Now for the cards you get with the deck. Here, you get two identical Jokers here. You got that orbit circle there in each corner of the Jokers there, and there's a Joker there right in the middle, with the Mars rover there on that orangey, like, sand there of the Mars, with the 23 rock right beside it. Now onto the custom Ace of Spades here. You got that big spade there outlined in black, and then you kind of got like a picture, like silhouette kind of, not silhouette, but like a portrait kind of or something, some kind of little picture there with the astronaut there, gazing out into Mars there. You got the little building there on the planet with the mountain horizon and the sun there, and all the different shades of like orange there. It says We Are Orbit. There at the bottom was the 23. then you got the rest of the spades here, which are not like a fully like deep black. It's more like a grayish black, so the lighter black colorway there. But they are pretty standard like looking spades. They're slightly custom spades here, but they're pretty standard looking. And that design goes all the way throughout the rest of the spades here. And we get to the core cards, the Jack, Queen, and King of spades here. They're pretty mostly standard core cards here, but they do have some subtle differences. They are definitely custom though. You got that orange and a black and white colorway there, and then the faces here are custom faces on some of the core cards here, and they're actual people's faces. I'm not entirely sure who the faces are, but they're like friends and of Chris Brown, Chris Brown's friends and stuff that he knows are the faces here for the core cards here for those core cards here. And then for the rest of the diamonds here, you got that custom diamond tip there. And that more like orangey red colorway there. And that design goes throughout the rest of this diamonds here. Then we get to the core cards, Jack, Queen, and King of diamonds here. They're pretty standard core cards, but also custom at the same time with that orange and red. No, I mean that orange, black, and white colorway there. And then the custom core card faces. Well, the Jack and the Queen has the custom faces. The King on this one does not. Of the actual people's faces there. Other than that, they're pretty standard like design for a core card there. And you got the clubs here, with the like pretty standard looking club there, slightly custom club pip in that like grayish colorway, like the grayish black colorway. Then you got that core cards there with those faces once again, those custom faces there, pretty standard like otherwise. And was that black, orange, and white colorway there. And the rest of the clubs here are pretty standard looking clubs, but still custom at the same time. Then we get to the hearts here. And that orange, you got that orangey red colorway for the hearts there. And you got the Jack, Queen, and King of hearts. Once again, in that orange, black, and white colorway. And with that slightly custom core cards here, with the custom faces here. All three of them have a custom face there. There. And now for the rest of the hearts here. You got that slightly custom heart pip there. But they look pretty standard there. And then the last two cards in the deck here, you get a double backer of the back design here. And then you get an extra 8 of clubs here, 8 of spades here. So now that we've seen the card, took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. Well, the cards are nice and like loose. They're nice and bendy. They're able to bend them. They're not overly stiff. And they're nice and smooth for the springs. So the springs here are nice and smooth. There's no issues there. The cards might be slightly like slidey, but not too bad. Nice and smooth springs. Now on to the fans. And as you can see here, like the pattern here, like orange there, and then it goes to like the black there. And it makes a little pattern there because you got orange on the outside, and like the black on the inside there, and then that little white makes a little line through it there. Well, as you can see, they spread nice and evenly here. You can see most of the numbers and pips there. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. They're nice and consistent every time. Now on to the Pharaoh. A pretty, relatively smooth Pharaoh there. Maybe a little bit like the cards, the clumpiness a little bit. But overall, pretty smooth overall. Now time for the giant fan of the back design. Or they interlocked and weaved nice and evenly there. Now time for that reverse Pharaoh. The reverse Pharaoh is a lot more smoother, but they're still pretty similar. And they interlocked and weaved flawlessly there. Now time for the giant fan of the faces. Now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. Well, for the riffle shuffles here, as you can see, the first couple felt a little bit like clumpy there and felt a little bit off, but the more you do it, the more smoother they get. So the more broken they're, the more you break them in, the more smoother they get. So they're starting to feel less clumpy the more you do. So there's no real issues there, except for at the beginning where they're a little bit clumpy and need to be broken in, but other than that, pretty smooth for the riffle shuffles and bridge shuffles there. Now time for a few packet cuts. Well, the packet cuts are pretty smooth here. No real issues with the packet cuts. The cards might be a little bit slidey, because most cards will be a little bit slidey when they're newer. The more you break them in, the less like slidey they'll be. The more you get used to the feel of the cards. Now onto the one-handed cut or Chevalier cut. And now onto the dribble. You got a nice clickiness to the cards here. A slightly clicky stock to it. And nice and smooth here for the dribbles here. And then just nice and fun to do. So no real issues with the dribbles. Now time for that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, I gotta say, Orbit has knocked it out of the park once again with this deck here. I like the different type of space themes that they do with all the different decks. And this one is no exception with the Mars theme here, with a nice orange contrasting with the darker colors there, with that like space there, which is real nice. And the faces are simple yet simplistic there, which is nice. And I like the use of the tuck box here, with that fully custom interior here, which is all black. It was like the darkness of space there, with all the little stars there, which is a nice little touch. And the cards handle and feel fantastic, so no real issues there. They're nice and fantastic. They handle fantastic. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 141 of your daily deck review. This has been the Orbit 8th edition, and I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's time. Bye.